Hello and welcome to this next video. My name is Christopher Hole from christopherhole.com, and what I'm going to be talking about in this video is a little bit more specifically about the kyphotic posture. So in part 1 I was talking about lordosis and how the curves of the spine need to balance each other to maintain centre of gravity so you don't obviously tip forwards or tip backwards. And obviously we understand that in lordosis there's an exaggerated curvature of the lumbar spine, but to bring a little bit more clarity to the kyphotic posture, that is an exaggerated curvature of the thoracic spine, which is the section of spine which is kind of your upper back, and it's the lumbar spine and the thoracic spine that need to be kept in balance, which the body's doing to maintain proper centre of gravity. So if we have lumbar lordosis, what we can also have is thoracic kyphosis or hyperkyphosis, which is this exaggerated curvature of the thoracic spine. Now, muscles that are involved in that's what I'm going to look at over these next few videos. And so the first muscle I'm going to look at is called the pectoralis minor, which is this muscle here. And what it does is, you can see, it joins the ribs onto the front of the scapula. Now if we look across at this view here, this shaded yellow section is known as your shoulder girdle. Now your shoulder girdle is a different part to the shoulder than your actual shoulder joint, which is a ball and socket joint. What we've got here is a gliding joint. And this joint, if for instance this muscle becomes shortened or overactive, what it can do is it can pull the shoulder girdle forwards. Now I'm making sure I explain the shoulder girdle and the shoulder joint, because when we look at the pectoralis major, that works slightly differently than the pectoralis minor. So we've got this pectoralis minor, which joins the ribs onto the front of the scapula. So it goes from these ribs down here and then joins on the front of this yellow bit here. So when these become tight and overactive, it pulls the shoulder girdle forward. Obviously it pulls it forward on either side. And what that does something called protraction, which is basically bringing your shoulders forward. So hopefully you can see in this picture with this gentleman or person, their shoulders have been pulled forwards. That's known as protraction. Over the other side is obviously retraction, which is the shoulders coming back. But what's happening in kyphosis, or what can be happening in kyphosis, is the pectoralis major becomes short or overactive. The shoulder girdle gets pulled forwards, so the shoulder blades become pulled apart, and the shoulders come forward into a protraction sort of position. Okay, so you start to look like that. So that's sort of muscle number 1. In the next video we're going to look at the pectoralis major. Okay, I'll speak to you in the next video.